What is Aikaro Sports?
Aikaro Sports, Fitness, Health and Training Education Academy, International Training Academy. We're based in Dubai. We offer 25 different international training courses on our portfolio.
How do you like Pakistan and how many times have you visited Pakistan?
I'm so glad that New Zealand is now in the finals for the cricket. The not so good things is that the Pakistani food is very, very dangerous. I think I'll put on 5 kilograms since I've been here. Because,
you can't resist it, yeah?
it's absolutely lovely. It's absolutely
Okay.
In fact, that should be more of a positive. But
Do you know the names of Pakistani food or you just know by looking at it?
I've had the chicken tikka masala. I've had the garlic naan bread. I'm a huge fan of pastries, so I really love the samosas as well. So
Oh, that's
absolutely,
the best.
absolutely dangerous.
Yeah.
People generally think that it's a war-torn place. You know, don't go there.
Yeah.
You know, there's lots of issues that they have and so forth. But
Anything which makes you uncomfortable in Pakistan?
to be honest, actually, nothing makes me uncomfortable. I feel absolutely blessed to be here. The reason why I am here is Ali Syed.
Yeah.
Ali Syed is like a legend.
Amazing man, yeah.
Absolute legend. I worked in Abu Dhabi for 5 years. I was a fitness director for a very prestigious health and fitness club that was actually owned by the royal family.
So your whole family is into fitness. It's just a coincidence, I would say, or what?
Kind of. I think, you know, coming from the grassroots of where I am today has been the blessings because of my mum and dad. I think some of the records that he holds as an athlete in 100 meters, they still stand today in the school.
Oh, you were a champion for kickboxing for 7 times.
Kickboxing and karate for me was very special in my time. There's nothing that substitutes hard work.
Hard work.
Nothing at all.
What's your biggest mantra for happiness and fitness?
My biggest mantra is this: move more than you sit. We have a lot of people in this high bracket of obesity. Try to eliminate sugar. And the last thing that I really advocate in terms of my mantra is get plenty of sleep. 8 hours a day is normally perfect for us.
Being here in Pakistan, you can actually do it. So is it affordable?
Is going to be a very very cheap here. 10 to 12 lakh rupees अगर आप बाहर जाके कोर्स करते हैं.
Okay.
So you is under like 2. और Aikaro Sports Academy जो है वो reps UAE में और IC reps में registered academy. So there will be the stamp over there. जो भी student इस certification को लेता है, जिसको हम ये देते हैं, वो student का एक future है.
You're making future
Yes.
in training there.
The all credit goes to my dad, Ali Syed.
What's your motto?
हमारा Aikaro Sports Academy का motto है moving people anytime anywhere. We introduce also a very basic for beginners certification is called level 1. It's for everyone actually.
Hi viewers, this is Nadia Sajed. We are very proud to have Nathan Brown with us today, who is the founder, director of Aikaro Sports International. Hi Nathan, how are you? So good to have you here in Pakistan.
Firstly, kia ora, which means hello in my language, and salam alaikum. It's
Yeah.
honestly, it's a huge privilege to be back here in Pakistan again. Excited to be back for 2 reasons. Number one is that COVID has kind of actually spoilt our journey along the way. And now that that's kind of actually opened up the corridors, the travel corridors to come back here again.
Yeah, it's coming back to normal.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be back here again. So thank you so much.
So what are you doing in Pakistan?
Well, first and foremost, we've got a business here, of course. It's a training academy business. And I've come back to actually spend some time actually with our director of Aikaro Sports Pakistan. That's the first thing. But secondly is also so that I'm here to be able to actually set some foundations in place as well with our business.
What is Aikaro Sports?
Yeah, Aikaro Sports Fitness, Health and Training Education Academy
Okay.
was established 3 years ago. We're actually an international training academy. We're based in Dubai, the UAE. But we've actually gone into the emerging markets, and Pakistan is one of them now. So we offer 25 different international training courses on our portfolio. They're international recognized, which means that when you do a certification through our academy, your certification becomes portable.
You can go anywhere and work with that certificate.
Yeah, you've got access to 35, 40 different countries around the world.
Okay.
And for us, that's a big USP for us in terms of the business. And the attraction behind it means that, you know, we've got qualified, certified personal trainers, fitness professionals that can now travel abroad.
That's very nice. That's very nice. Very good initiative. So how do you like Pakistan, and how many times have you visited Pakistan?
Well, to be honest with you, I've got good things to say about Pakistan and not so good things to say about Pakistan. The first thing I want to say is that, in terms of the good things, is that I'm so glad that New Zealand is now in the finals for the cricket.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Number two, the not so good things is that the Pakistani food is very, very dangerous. I think I'll put on 5 kilograms since I've been here. Because,
Oh, you can't resist it, yeah?
it's absolutely lovely. It's absolutely, in
Okay.
fact, that should be more of a positive. But,
What's your favorite? Do you know the names of Pakistani food, or you just know by looking at it?
well, you know, I've had the chicken tikka masala. I've had the garlic naan breads. I'm a huge fan of pastries, so I really love the samosas as well. So
Oh, that's the
Absolute-
best.
absolutely dangerous.
Yeah. The things were the samosas and this Pakistani food, which we get it in Dubai. It's not like this. Yeah,
No,
it's
no.
different. Yeah.
No, 100%.
Here it's yeah.
When you come to the authenticity of the food here in
Yeah,
Pakistan,
yeah.
that's the true food. That's the true Pakistani spices and food that you taste there. So.
I'm glad you like it. So, anything which makes you uncomfortable in Pakistan?
To be honest, actually, nothing makes me uncomfortable. Maybe the driving to a certain degree, because
But you don't drive, I suppose.
yeah, no. I'm okay with everything else besides the mad driving that kind of takes place there. But you know, listen, there's a kind of a stigma about coming to a place like Pakistan, because people generally think that it's a war-torn place. You know, don't go there.
Yeah.
You know, there's lots of issues that they have and so forth. But I could easily stay back in Dubai and relax and, you know, have
Send someone there, right?
yeah, but you know, I'm a face of the people. If my body is willing, I'm able to move my body. It's a part of my DNA to get out there and help our collaborators that are there, which is why I love to get onto the plane and come across and, you know, see our directors on this side of the world as well. For me, that's precious, absolutely precious, because once you get a chance to meet people face to face, you
Yeah.
get a chance to really feel and, you know, truly see the essence behind what they're trying to do.
Exactly.
So I feel absolutely blessed to be here.
That's very nice to know. So originally you are from New Zealand and you are based in Dubai.
Yeah, New Zealand is a very, very long way, of course. I think we have 4.5 million people in New Zealand and 60 million sheep. So we have more sheep than people in New Zealand.
It's a beautiful place.
It's an absolutely stunning place. It's
Yeah.
you know, the vegetation, the surroundings, the mountains. Listen, we can still drink water from our tap. So you know, that's how pure
Amazing, yeah.
that we were so fortunate to have back home in New Zealand itself. And I went to Dubai in 1998. So in fact, it was Abu Dhabi.
Long way, yeah.
Yeah, it was 1998 when I first went to Abu Dhabi actually. I worked in Abu Dhabi for 5 years. I was a fitness director for a very prestigious health and fitness club that was actually owned by the royal family,
Oh,
the Abu Dhabi royal family. And there was a team of fitness professionals, international fitness professionals that I recruited myself. And when we did work there, I was also the international master trainer for a very, very well-known brand called Les Mills. Now, Les Mills are actually, they sell health and fitness training products. So group exercise, for example, things like Body Pump, Body Combat. A lot of people actually know who these programs are. So I was one of the original pioneers, the original master trainers
okay.
for Les Mills at the time. That's kind of how I actually got to Abu Dhabi. As you know, when you know people in the industry, and when you've been in the industry for as long as what I have, I had an opportunity to go across to the UAE, and it was only because of people that actually knew who I was. Same reason why I'm here actually. And then I went on to work for Fitness First. I worked for Fitness First for 12 years in the group exercise head role play. And then we actually went through into the training academy and actually licensed a lot of our training certification through our fitness academy at Fitness First itself. I had the ability to actually write and put together my own training products that went accessible to over 60 different clubs around in the Middle East.
Okay.
Under my portfolio was Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Bahrain, Jordan,
everywhere.
in the UAE. So I had quite a big portfolio, but that was kind of, my fitness journey at that particular time. I finished with fitness first.
And then you met your wife there, and then you decided to stay back.
All contribution, obviously, as I said to you before, Nita, off the camera, is that behind a good man is even a better woman. So, she's been obviously the force behind what we do right now as well, even though she's not here this particular time. And she brings another different, aspect to the business. She's actually in charge of the international operations of what we do. But she also has a very decorated background as well. She was educated at the Strathclyde University in Scotland. She's from Scotland. So she has a very high understanding of health and fitness education herself as well.
So your whole family is into fitness. Your father was a sports person, your mom was a sports person, then comes you, then your wife. I mean, it's amazing. It's just a coincidence, I would say, or what?
I think, coming from the grassroots of where I am today has been blessings because of my mum and dad. Obviously, they were very good sports people like themselves, like you said. I mean, my dad was a very good judo exponent. He was a very good rugby player as well, but he was also a very good athlete. I think some of the records that he holds as an athlete in 100 meters, they still stand today in the school.
Oh, wow.
My mum was a good tennis player. She's a good hockey player as well. So they quite often took us to actually go and watch them do sport, and then it kind of gets passed on from generation to generation from there. So
you were a champion for kickboxing for 7 times.
Yeah, I mean,
amazing, and it's a very difficult sport.
Yeah, I mean, once again, very fortunate, to be in the right place at the right time. But kickboxing and karate for me was very special in my time, growing up as a young kid growing up in New Zealand, but then eventually going on to greener pastures where I won quite a few different titles. The New Zealand title, of course, 7 times. I do have a 3rd degree down black belt in karate.
Amazing.
So those kind of foundations.
You're a dangerous man, yeah? Nobody should mess up with you. That's why you go everywhere, freely, because karate, you are a kickboxing champion, so nobody can mess up with you.
I think so, Nita, but what it does do for you, it builds your self-confidence. It gives you the grassroots of your foundation, your character on who you are. I mean, I've been very successful in terms of what I've done, the trophies, the belts that I have,
exactly.
all that kind of stuff. But I always look at it this way, is that all the successes I have, I don't measure my successes by the amount of trophies or my business or how successful we're being as a business. I always measure it by the success of how many times I had to get off the ground and keep myself going forward, because it's very difficult to do that. There's nothing that substitutes hard work.
Hard work.
Nothing at all.
Nothing,
you've got to grind it. You've got to go out there and fight for everything.
I was reading this very interesting thing, that the only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. Otherwise, success can never come before work.
No, 100%.
100%. What's your biggest mantra for happiness and fitness?
Yeah, I mean, I've only recently started to embrace this mantra. I'm 55 years of age now. And as you get older, as you know, you start to mature, you start to look after yourself a little bit more. My biggest mantra is this: move more than you sit.
Yeah.
The idea behind that is that what's happened in my life now and what I'm seeing around the world is that we have a lot of people in this high bracket of obesity. Number one. Number two is that there's type 2 diabetes that surrounds that scenario as well. So when I talk about...
it's the root cause of all the other diseases.
100%. Yeah. And that's why I always advocate move more than you sit. Because actually sitting makes us lazy. And I don't know if you know the CEO of Apple. His name was Tim Cook. And at the time they designed the Apple Watch. And the Apple Watch was designed to count your steps.
Yeah.
That's initially why they designed it.
That's what I always do,
but also to make money, of course. And that's a real reason behind it. I mean, he said something very, very profound. He said that sitting will become the new cancer, which basically means that if you sit for too long, it will breed laziness. And I believe that in many ways, shapes and forms. That's one part of my mantra. The second part of my mantra is, try to eliminate sugar.
Sugar.
Because sugar is the foundation of, this diabetic evolution that's taking place right now. You got more takeaways, you got more accessibility to all these sweet, tasty foods, the oil that's involved in it, etc., etc. So try to eliminate sugar as best as you possibly can. You've made me a very nice coffee, by the way, Nida, so thank you. It's got no sugar, just to let the people know at home.
Okay.
The third thing that I want to advocate here is that eat clean, nutritious meals, because your nutrition at the end of the day is going to look after your health and well-being. I mean, you can exercise 3 or 4 hours a day, 2 hours a day, but if you don't get your nutrition right, guess what? It's almost pointless you doing what you're doing.
Exactly. They say that exercise is the king, and your diet is the queen. And if you mix it together, you get the kingdom.
Yeah.
So you can't,
100%. And the last thing that I really advocate in terms of my mantra is get plenty of sleep, because
plenty of sleep means what, like how many hours?
Yeah, 8 hours a day is
is
normally perfect for us, especially when you're moving your body constantly like what I do. So if you look at those 4 kind of tips that I kind of give with my mantra, that's why I try to live today and the next day and the next day. So, I don't want to be a statistic of type 2 diabetes. I don't want to be a statistic where, I'm obese. And, I consciously try to think about the longevity of life itself rather than it's a short fix.
Exactly.
So I hope that kind of makes sense.
A weak body gives a weak mind.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so you have to make it strong and keep it going.
Yeah.
Very interesting thing you were telling me about your grandma who was 92 and she would still sit by river and wash her clothes with her hands. It's amazing. I can't wash my clothes even, I can't even think of it. So it's amazing. Like, how was that possible? What was her routine?
Yeah, listen, if I go back to the real grassroots, I think once again, because of the foundations that have been set for, my family and then passing it on to the next generation, I was fortunate enough to see my grandmother at that age of 92, because what it did for me, it was kind of a light bulb that went on. It was the epiphany that went on in my head, because I saw her movement. I saw the fact that she was still able to actually, eat pretty reasonably well. She wasn't sitting for too long. She was always constantly in this labour kind of scenario. And when you look at labour people that move a lot with their bodies, she's obviously someone that we highly, highly appreciated, especially at her age.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. If you are given a chance for outdoor activity, you have to choose between outdoor activity or indoors. What would you choose?
I'm kind of a bit mixed with that, because I live in a hot climate already, Dubai, the UAE, of course. So obviously, when it's the hot season, generally it's quite warm in Dubai anyway. I'll normally train inside. So, but if there is a chance for me to go outdoors and train outside, I would go outside.
Is there any difference? I feel, maybe I'm wrong, that you lose more calories if you're outdoors.
Yeah. Listen, the environment makes a huge difference to your, to the caloric expenditure, or to the way that you sweat, of course. Especially in a hot climate like Dubai, because obviously, once you start to increase your thermogenesis, or the heat of your body, that's going to obviously contribute to the calorie burn as well. So there are massive benefits to having a warm climate where you can train them.
What are your next plans? You want to expand your business in Pakistan or something?
Yeah, I think coming back to Pakistan is, it was inevitable that we're going to expand the business. And luckily for myself, I mean, when you've been living in Dubai for as long as what I have, which is 23 years now, what you do is you build networks, you build people relationships. And I've got some great people that I've known for a very, very long time. And one of them, I must admit, the reason why I am here is Ali Syed. Ali Syed is like a legend.
Amazing man, yeah.
absolute legend back in Dubai. I met him, in 1998.
Okay.
And to this day, he calls me Bay, which I believe in Pakistan Urdu language, it means brother.
Yeah.
So, we have a very, very close connection, close association with each other. And it's because of him, why I'm here and expanding the business. His son now, Syed Hussain Ali, is actually our partner here. And he actually runs the Aikaro Sports Pakistan Academy now. So, but initially, it's because I need to expand and help the business grow. I might have mentioned earlier on that I could have easily just stayed back in Dubai, but I like getting out there to meet the people and, to see how things are getting on face to face with people as well. So I believe that's, and I'm old school. I still have my meetings to go in a coffee shop where I meet people face to face. I know you've got accessibility to Zoom and you've got FaceTime and all this kind of stuff, but I'm a man that likes to meet people face to face.
Any message before you go, or anything important you want to talk about your sports thing, or about Pakistan or Pakistanis? Anything which comes to your mind you want to say before you leave?
Yeah, I'm about to fly out to Dubai tomorrow. One of the messages that I want to get out to the people here in Pakistan is that we're trying to promote a healthier living, a healthier lifestyle. We want to make Pakistan a healthier and fitter place.
Yeah.
So it's not just about actually bringing our academy and offering a certification. I'm generally quite concerned about the health statistics, not only here but also in the UAE because I live there. And when I think about that as a general whole, is we provide the education behind it. You know yourself that education is power, or knowledge is power. But when you apply that knowledge, it becomes even more powerful. So we can kind of do that through our academy. We can kind of actually give people a pathway to come into our academy, educate them at a world-class level, let them go off,
and train other people.
And train other people, educate the people that are on the ground.
On the wrong track, yeah.
And that's really our journey, and that's really what we want to pass on to people across our pathway. So, yeah.
You're doing a great job, Nathan. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for doing all this thing to make Pakistan a better Pakistan, a healthier Pakistan. Thank you so much for that, and so good to see you.
Thank you so much, Ida. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
आज के हमारे जो सेकंड गेस्ट है वो है हुसैन सईद, who is a director of Aikaro Academy, and Nathan Brown and Hussain Saeed are working together for this academy. Assalamu alaikum Hussain, how are you? It's so strange to hear your voice because you sound exactly like your father,
yes.
Ali Saeed, who was Mr. Pakistan, everyone knows it, and he was also my first guest for LivWell. So you sound exactly like him. Bataएं, how are you, and how is this Aikaro Sports doing in Pakistan?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good here, and I was in Pakistan like it's been 2 years. 2 साल से पाकिस्तान में हूँ माशाल्लाह से. पाकिस्तान में काफ़ी सारे students हैं. Like till now we done the international certifications here and graduated 200 students here. तो सबसे पहले तो बैकग्राउंड इस तरह आता है कि आई वाज इन यूएई वर्किंग विद 2 international companies, Fitness First and Gold Gym, and then my dad always have a dream for Pakistani young generations and old and everyone about health and fitness. So he told me, like, son, you have to do something. Like, I have so much to do it, and I live my life, and I have so many people to in relation. सो आप क्या करो कि आप पाकिस्तान में जाएं और एक इंटरनेशनल सर्टिफिकेशन प्रोवाइड करें, जिसका मकसद सिर्फ ये ना हो कि इंटरनेशनल सर्टिफिकेशन हम दें, इसके साथ साथ हम एक हेल्थी लाइफस्टाइल को इंट्रोड्यूस करवाएं जो लोग यहाँ पे नहीं जानते हैं.
So training में it includes everything.
Yes, yes.
So what I understand from all this is कि आप लोग ऐसी trainings करवा रहे हैं जिससे करने के बाद कोई भी ट्रेनर किसी भी कंट्री में जाके इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे वो जॉब स्टार्ट कर सकता है, बिकॉज यू आर गिविंग देम इंटरनेशनल सर्टिफिकेशन विच इज़ इक्वलेंट टू एनी अदर सर्टिफिकेशन आउटसाइड. दैट्स अ ग्रेट थिंग, बिकॉज सबके पास वो अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं होती कि वो बाहर जाके अपनी ये हेल्थ एंड फिटनेस की एजुकेशन लें, सर्टिफिकेशंस लें. सो इवन बीइंग हियर इन पाकिस्तान you can actually do it. So is it affordable?
I'm going to give you a little like example on it कि यहाँ से आप फ्लाइट लेंगे, वीज़ा लेंगे, बाहर जाएंगे, like you will be spend 5 to 6 months there. So the main thing is here कि हम बाहर से ट्यूटर यहाँ लेकर आए हैं. Academy is a second actually like you can say is a branch. Aikaro Sports Academy in Pakistan now from UAE is based actually in UAE. So it's going to be a very cheap here. Very cheap here. If imagine like I'm going to just tell you like if for example it's going to be 10 to 12 lakh rupees अगर आप बाहर जाके कोर्स करते हैं.
Okay.
So you is under like 2 here. ये जो सर्टिफिकेशन हम प्रोवाइड करवा रहे हैं बच्चों के लिए, उसका मेन हमारा मकसद यही है कि उनका एक कैरियर बन सके. I have so many students from universities and they always when they done this course, जब वो कोर्स करते हैं ये they go surprise. बिकॉज वो कहते हैं कि ये हमने 4 साल में अपनी यूनिवर्सिटी में नई चीज़ें सीखी. तो हम ये भी हमारा इज़ गोइंग टू बी अ वेरी गुड कि रिसेंटली वी डिड अ वेरी गुड सेमिनार इन यूनिवर्सिटी साउथ एशिया, जिसमें हमने उनके बच्चों को काफ़ी ज़्यादा एजुकेट किया. एंड दे वाज लाइक अ सरप्राइज. The tutor was like a surprise. And inshallah you will get a more good news about Aikaro Sports Academy.
All the best to you.
The all credit goes to my dad, Ali Syed.
हाँ, because he didn't want to make money. उनका सिर्फ मकसद था.
No, there is nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure कि वो I think अपनी पॉकेट से पैसे खर्च रहे होंगे एक्स्ट्रा, ताकि यहाँ के लोगों का कोई फ्यूचर बन सके, ट्रेनर्स अच्छे यहाँ पे आ सकें who can help better in Pakistan. और यहाँ पे अगर उनकी अपॉर्चुनिटी उनकी बाहर की भी कहीं बनती है, they can go abroad and do some good jobs as trainers. Amazing, unbelievable. हुसैन, क्या लगता है हमारी जो अब जनरेशन आ रही है कर जाएगी कुछ इम्प्रूव करेगी या क्या?
They are willing to do it. उनका बहुत ही
स्पिरिट है.
Yes, they are very excited. जो भी आता है, सुनता है, समझता है, they said wow. और फिर उनके लिए क्या चीज़ हो जाती है कि कई लोग हैं जो पाकिस्तान के अंदर एक स्टैंडर्ड क्वालिटी लाइफ में रहना चाहते हैं. कई लोग ऐसे हैं जिनको अब तक ये चीज़ें प्रोवाइड नहीं हो सकी हेल्थ एंड फिटनेस की. तो अब तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा पॉजिटिविटी हम लेकर आ रहे हैं.
अच्छा हुसैन, व्हाट्स योर मोटो? होता है ना एक हर जो भी आप करते हो, मिशन स्टार्ट करते हो, कोई मोटो होता है. आपका क्या है?
हमारा Aikaro स्पोर्ट्स एकेडमी का मोटो है मूविंग पीपल एनी टाइम एनीवेयर.
एनी टाइम एनीवेयर.
यस. जो भी ये करना चाहेगा उसको पहले कुछ सीखना पड़ेगा. So we introduce also a very basic for beginners certification is called level 1. It's for everyone actually.
For everyone. People like me, everyone. Yeah.
Anyone. Those who want to like जिनको थोड़ा सा understand करना है कि health क्या है, fitness क्या है, basic foundation क्या है. Right. The foundation we are giving them in that level. और उसके बाद फिर कैरियर लेवल शुरू हो जाता है आपका.
अपने डैड की तरह कभी आपको आया था ड्रीम, यू वांट टू बी लाइक मिस्टर पाकिस्तान और समथिंग?
लाइक देयर इज ओनली वन गाय, देयर इज नॉट टू बी अनदर वन. सो आई ऑलवेज प्रे फॉर हिम एंड लेट्स सी इंशाल्लाह व्हाट हिज ड्रीम आई विल बी मेकिंग इज ट्रू बिकॉज ऑफ हिज एफर्ट एक्चुअली.
Thank you so much, Hussain, for being here, and all the best for what you're doing, and wish you all the luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Hafiz.